Okay. I can't hear Piji. I can hear Piyin quite well. Like what you were saying. It's like
Okay, so can you hear me now?
it's really low. It's the volume's really low.
I think at least you can hear Shih Tung well.
Ah yeah. Yeah,
Ah,
sure.
that's good. That's good. So you can start introducing about yourself and your project.
Okay.
Mm.
So do you see my slide here? I share my display here.
Yes.
So I think I
Wait.
could start with my slide. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
So this is my name. So it's you could call me Queen or Moth or whatever. It's like the nickname that people
Okay.
I told you. So
Yes.
this is my CV and stuff. So this is like the process of my past work. I just graduated last year, and I first started with like the basic art, but when I turned to second years, I was working more with the performance art. And then when I choose my major at school, I am an art theory student. So at the time I focus more on writing, and then after I graduate, I sort of kind of like experiment more on the illustration, like for a living. and
Mm.
and at the end I most of all like most of the time I try to sort of find a way to combine all of those practice together in a piece of art. And this is the creativity resource that I always participate with. Is the practice is just like what is like the last slide, but not just only the performance art, but also I'm interested in the body movement, or like every details, every like every movement that people make or they live their life with. Every single details could tell story and narrative. And I the ideas of my work came from history, social movement, and art theory, sociology idea, philosophy, and my own experience, which is the most important part, because I think for me, working with the piece of art with my own experience, that I could really dig deep into it, and it could hold my interest long enough to express it at the end. And as you see, the Gesamtkunstwerk and queerness is actually my main topic that I'm very, very interested in. And the idea of the Richard Wagner, the German composer, and the idea of the Gesamtkunstwerk, his theories that he left before he died was over. Um, I it was the topic of my thesis. I try to combine the theory of queer or queerness into the idea of the Gesamtkunstwerk, and to prove that this idea to make an art with like all of the combination of the art form and techniques together, it could really tell the bigger idea. It could really expand the feeling and everything into like a very very a massive message to people, as he used to produce on his opera at that time. But
Mm.
okay, so this is my performance piece that I selected from like the whole bunch of them. This is the piece that I asked my parents to dress me up. So as you could see, like in the background, there is clothes. There is clothes hanging, like it all men and women clothes. Like as me, like I considered myself as queer, and at that time I really have fun dressing up. I dressed up, I drag, and I do a lot of crazy clothing. And I asked my parents to dress me, and this is how it came out. It used to be a video performance, but I finished it as a photos, and at the end when I have a chance to exhibit this work, I make it like an ID card site, and this could show some things that, you know, like when we come into in a certain age, we have to have an ID card to tell our information and stuff, and this is what parents frame me, which it's not really what I want it to be. And after this thing, I really interested in the idea of childhood and families and traditional families to the LGBTQ communities here in Thailand. And I work with my own parents and my own family for a while. And then this is the work that I did when I was in fourth year, which is like 2 years ago. Is the work that I at first I found this the place. It's the abandoned house in the campus where I was studying, and the house that they sort of kind of like don't even, you know, taking care of. They just left like that. It's old, and it's, you know, have like so many dirt and stuff. So I found the space first, and it reminds me of the idea that I used to produce. Is the idea of the house families and the disconnections of people in the family when they really don't accept their child. And I think I wanted to expand this idea. It's become to this work. It's a live performance. It's called The Cause, the How, and the Continue. I think because at that time I was depressed. I have been taking medicines and pills, and as I sort of kind of like look back into my childhood, I think parents and family is actually one of the cause that makes me becoming really depressed at that time. It just at home, when people have like disconnections and stuff, it like people can communicate. I can't even tell my parents what I feel and what I want it to be, because I was thinking a lot that they could be, you know, like really disappointed and stuff. That it's like the first idea. So this piece and as a live performance is after I found the space, I sort of wanted to work with the classical music. So I showed Beethoven Moonlight Sonata, which is like his famous sonatas, and the first movement, it's slow. It like they have like a pattern of rhythm from the beginning to the end. It's very melancholic, and it was a background of the work. When everybody come into the house, they will hear the music which I played it, but not very well. Like like I tried to keep it up like from the beginning to the end. But so the house have like rooms that all of the performers, they are in the rooms and they perform. They have the body action and stuff, and this is how it's look like. So this is like a part of the pictures, and this is my thesis. Is actually, this is not really much of like the message or the concept and everything. It's just I wanted to sort of prove the theories of the Richard Wagner, the Gesamtkunstwerk. This was a part of my thesis, because I study in art theory. I have to focus more on the theory itself, and the work is just to show that if I follow the fundamental of the theories, how would it look like? But I can't. But there's so much, like many, like it's a lot of problems at the time, because I was lack of money to produce such a, you know, a massive sort of stuff. So I divided it in 3 parts of the work, and this is like just the second part that I show it in the slides. And as you could see, like the black furry mask, it's actually from the characters that I created, and you will see in the next part. So after the work, the cause, the house, the continue is actually I really having fun working as a director and having performers to express all the ideas and stuff. And this is the project that the exhibition that I did with my friends at Tentacles. I use the furry mask to tell the story and create a narrative. So as you could see, the pictures of the Ultraman and the weirdness of this furry hair stuff together, I was just wanted to talk about the, sort of like the LGBTQ heroes here, that they always judged by people, whatever they did. The social will always, stereotype them as a weird person and stuff. So this is the experimental writing. I normally critique, no, not critique, like just analyze and write an essay when I was studying. And after I graduated, I wanted to expand more and to do more like freely style of writing. So this is the work that I work with my friends. Two of them are illustrator, and me and my other friends write some things here. So it was about the time of the pandemic, and I write sort of very short moment and very short stories of a moment that happened there by the theme of Dante. It's the divine comedies and the hell and stuff. So this is my novel that I'm working with right now. It's my first novel. It's actually like a normal queer novel about to just celebrate the LGBTQ community, like two guys falling in love and the stories of things that happened when they were in high school and blah blah blah. And this is my illustrations work that I told you, so you could see the black figures in the backgrounds, like my main characters in almost every pieces here. And this is like the very beginning of the piece. And actually the work, it's color pencil, but I didn't really sort of document them much, just only like the work from the like digital things I could sort of kept it here. And and then it's come to the project that I wanted to work here. As I see in the first instructions, no, not instructions, like as I see in the ad at the first time that they asking for proposal, I see that the project could be an interdisciplinary art, which I think it would be really good if I could combine art knowledge into science, which I've never been tapped to that before, and it's really challenging to learn about other part of the knowledge that I've never really enjoyed learning it when I was a child. So first, why I should acne is because it's my self experience. I have the acne problems, like I have a lot of it's just all over my face, and I was bullied. It caused me treatment. I have like anxieties, and I was really worried a lot, not just only that my friend bullied me, but also when I eat some things, I just have to think a lot that it would cause like acne on my face or not. So and then when I experience it myself, and how like and the way I see it as a problem is because many people have acne problems. So my friends, my relatives, and people around me always have acne. So then it's more than one, it's more than a group, it's a huge number of populations have acne. So I see it's a problem. And how do I know? I first start with medical research, and I have a pre-interview before I write a proposal. And there is a representation from medias that everyone knows. So this is just like a regular, like a basic knowledge of how acne, how it caused and risks, and what it left after like cure it. It left your scars, dark spot, and stuff. So the treatments have it's a lot. You could have topical medication, you could have like lifestyle change, laser surgery, and pills. And I was working a little bit with the historical review of of the acne. So I found out that the acne actually started in the very beginning.
Hello.
I think he just lost. Maybe he wants to give you a break. We checking him.
Okay.
So we just done Whaley a moment.
How is it?
Yeah, it was very good. Just the connection had some problem.
Oh, okay.
Unlike yours, yeah, both of your works very well. So hear his presentation very well. Whaley was in the museum, but I don't know why the connection wasn't good.
You mean Whaley at the museum?
Yeah, in
The artist, the
next to his house.
Mm.
Jiang,
Yeah, 叶世强.
叶世强.
I don't think they have the internet at that house.
Yeah, they do, and they have very good facility right now.
Okay. I haven't been there for a while.
Right. I know, yeah. He also mentioned that he didn't see you guys a while.
Yeah, and he bought a new house.
Oh, really?
He bought a house there.
Oh, there. You mean I think I saw when they went to see the place, but I didn't know he finally bought it.
Okay. I don't know where, but I haven't seen, but he bought it.
Oh, right.
Now renovated.
Now he's on renovating?
Right.
Yeah. And he said the museum now has enough rooms if we can visit, and the place is really complete at the moment.
Hi, I'm sorry. I
In
So you can continue.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No problem.
All
Okay.
right. Okay. So I was lost in the history part, right?
Right.
Okay. So yeah, it's just it's nothing much. I just trying to see what how dermatologists try to cure the acne at that time. But the most interesting in the history part, I think, is actually in the 18th centuries. The German physicians like Carl Gustav, he found the living mite on our face. They live in our hair follicles. It's called demodex. The mite that it's like sort of kind of like a freaky living things on our face. But I show you later. I have a picture. So this is just like a medical research that was interesting. It says that people who have acne um, could could be easier for people who don't have acne to become depressed or having anxiety or social phobia, because it came from it came from like the feeling of not belong and the feeling of not being like a perfect or beautiful enough to live in the societies. And people always questions people who have like acne, that they may be dirty, they may be, blah blah blah. And the medical research that they investigate to numbers of people who have acne vulgaris, and they found out that almost every one of them have have been depressed or have an anxiety, maybe it's a little bit, but they still feel that. And so the next one is the pre-interview. This is not that much. I just talking to them, and now I have been interviewed 3 people about their problem with the acne, and I think I could tell a little bit about this later after I continue to what I'm doing. This is just like the amount of money that people here or people who go to the clinic, the beauty clinic, pay each week to cure their problem is around 1,000 baht, Thai baht, but I'm not really sure how much in Taiwanese currency. So it's quite a lot, actually, a week that they have to pay for the treatment and everything. So the next part is the media's representations. I think that the huge part that make people who have acne feel uncomfortable is how we see the entertainment industry. They always have a perfect face, a perfect skin type, a very beautiful figures, and it's actually, we could trace it back to the aesthetics and how people in the ancient time like created like a very idealistic beauty, and it left to us, especially not just only the Western but the Eastern also have a certain have like a certain ideas and a certain belief in it. So I try to expand more of this idea of acne. So I found the influencer. She her name is Sophia Grant. She is an influencer about acne, and she sort of have a campaign and sort of tell people that having acne is actually fine. It's natural. It's okay to have acne on your face. And people start to interact with her, and they people on Instagram, they post their natural face with acne. They don't have a makeup on it, and not covering it with makeup, but still she sort of kind of like encourage people to feel free to have acne on their face. But there are people out there who trying to blame her that she doing this could cause like the wrong way to treat acne, because if you feel free to have it on your face, it could cause more problem. It could like it would be a problem, some sort of things like that. But she just wanted to make others feel like comfortable if they can't cover it, or if they have like the huge problem, because it's like a part of our nature. So what's my point on doing this project? I think my point is just to point out how suffer that people have acne feel. Like me, myself, I used to be very, very serious about that. I'd spend a lot of money to cure it, and right now it's still on my face, never go away. It left scars and dark spot and stuff. And it could cause to mental health, because here, especially in Thailand, we see acne problem as just like a regular problem that you just it could go away when you get older, but actually it's more than that. I wanted to point out that specific struggling feeling of having an acne, because everyone have it. And the other part is to see how acne related to a bigger structure like politic. I think acne, it's like a regular daily problems that it could becoming bigger, and it could relate it to something huge, because it's a part of people, it's a part of our body. I think it maybe it could have possibility to having more like a bigger things and serious thing to say, and to dive into the new data, which is science, because I've never been having pay attention into science at all. So this is really a good opportunity for me to sort of read the basic and read a biology text, and to understand the other part of the knowledge that I've never tapped in, and to learn more experience on interdisciplinary art process, which before I was just having theories and work with that theories, but not really sort of tap into the other knowledge. So this is a month after I collect all the data that I have now. I found the methodologies of the work that I wanted to going with is to work with data first, the science part, the art part, and the sociology part, but it could include history or humanities on whatever in those sort of area. And when I combine them, it come up with the question, possibilities, and impact. And then all of them could sort of combined and packed together as a message or idea. So when I sort of collect all the data and all like put everyone into a place, the appearance of the complex ideas are being more solid. So after that, I will select a part of all the forms and sort of expand it and exaggerate it at the end. And so the words that coming up into my head right now that is very interesting is multifactorial, because acne have it is a multifactorial thing. You don't even know exactly how it begin and what caused you having an acne. Even the doctors, I talked to one of the doctors, I interviewed her, and she said that having acne sometimes it's quite hard to know exactly where it's from because of the multifactorial things going on. And this is what this is the pictures of the demo decks that I told you that this living micro living thing is all over our face or probably all over like our body, and they live in the hair follicle and they eat oil on our skin. It's a little creepy, but yeah. And these pictures is propionibacteria. It's the bacteria that cause acne. So the interesting part of this bacteria stuff is actually how they expand their colonial really fast, extremely fast. I once saw the video on YouTube that how fast it could go. It's like everywhere. And the next part is just like a videos that I have a conversation with the doctor, and it's in Thai, and well, it's kind of fun. Yeah, it's like I asked her about the information and stuff, and we've been talking a little bit. Okay, so this thing, it's the how we cure the acne. The most famous topical medication, it's actually this Benzac and the Differin and the Clinda-M that it's cheap and it's every pharmacies stores. But the most interesting part is these pills, the lithium, the amoxicillin, and roaccutane. These pills have a very strong affection after you eat it, because lithium is actually the pills that cure the brain chemical and this lithium thing is for people who have depressed. So the side effect of lithium is to cause acne, and this amoxicillin is actually the pills to kill all the bacteria on the skins, and this really affect to your lung. No, not lung, it's like a kidney, I think. Yeah, it's kidney. And the roaccutane, it's the worst case. It's like if you have happened to eat this roaccutane, it caused so much on your body. For example, like if somebody is pregnant and they eat roaccutane, your baby could almost die, and it will kill all of it will suppress the system of your body that creating oil, not just only face but all over your body. It could affect your eyes, it could affect like so much system like in your body, and it's so dangerous. But the sad part is that when I go to the beauty clinic, they always give roaccutane to the client, and they don't really tell exactly how it affect you after you eat it. They just tell you that you will like your skin will easily dry, and you have to drink a lot, you have to having more skincare and stuff. So they ask all of the patients to buy more of their products. So I see the sort of like the capitalism here going on with the clinical beauty clinic. And this is the part that I think this is just a sketch, and I don't really have like a question yet to that what I wanted to ask. I think this trifold I will pass to students around the area, that how do they feel about acne, and just talk to them. It's I think this trifold things is a gateway for me to interact with more people and stuff, but it's still a blank, and I just working with this personal question. I didn't really know exactly what to ask, and how I could sort of get into people yet. So it's still a huge problem now. And this is the artwork of this project. I will start with book, probably short story, probably instruction, more like a fiction that expand or exaggerate the data into something very surreal, and then I will use that as a tools for my performance piece. And when it's come to like after I finish the live performance, I will sort of keep the trace of the work in the gallery. So I just gather some problems here that I really stuck right now. It's the way to get to community. This is starting to know a little bit now how to communicate with them, but how to find the right tools to show the idea, it's still a huge part. And how to manage messy ideas to be more solid, because this is my first time to jump into a huge data. I get lost into the data. I don't really know which direction I could go for, and how to deal with like if I go further on research, how to like stay on track, and how to step back, not going to the place where it's not really like a part of the first idea. So yeah, this is everything.
Okay.
It's a little bit long. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. Interesting. How can we start?
So I think
Yeah, it's interesting to see your approach, that how you through tackling this acne problem, like which on physical on your body or your surface, and how you connect it to your a person's inner space, and maybe also the outer space. Like for example, when you mentioned, I guess, in your in the file that you sent,
yeah.
and how it connect to the social structure, to the family, to your friend, to um to I don't know, maybe the country. How the social structure will react to this problem. So yeah, I feel it, even though it's very small, affect that appearance on your appearance, but it's actually connect to a very wide structure. But in here, you didn't mention much about how you what did you mention in your? Let me see.
Um, oh,
So in this case, who are the targets you would like to interview or approach?
at first it could be, well, at first I plan to interview students because at that age from high school to university is the most accurate years for people who wanted to cure it, like every time I go to the beauty clinic, it's always university students or high school students that they really wanted to, you know, having a clear skins, and they spend a lot of money to that. So my target here in this particular project would be students in the theater major. I think it's really on point because they have to use their face and you know, their appearance on stage. It would really affect, like, it's very like clear and most effective experience, I guess. But I don't really limit myself just only that. I like the reason I made the trifold. It's maybe if I walk around and I see people, I could, you know, expand more target, not just only the students. I um I actually I actually start with people who work here, like the age around 25 through 30, because right now the university is closed and they will open next week. So I don't have any students around the area I live now. So I start with you know, people around 25 and 30 first. So they have more money, they experience more, and they live with their like problems, a skin problem for so long. And it's actually quite interesting that some of them like still going to um, the clinic, they still having pills, they still, you know, doing stuff. And right, but right now this is like a very conflict part. They just, even if they go to the clinic, but they just, you know, let it be. They don't, they just give up curing their face, like like at the same time they go, like at the same time they have, you know, pills and those topical treatment like cream and gel on their face, but they feel like really giving up. They just let it be, and they still feel suppressed on doing that, but they just, I give up, like I don't know how to cure it anymore. That's what I get from them right now. Yeah. At that age particularly, yeah.
You mean for the teenage
Yeah.
or
Oh,
more senior?
the most senior.
To
I didn't have chance to talk to like a, you know,
the teenager yet.
yeah, because this school closed, they going back to their house, it's just no one around.
Why school closed?
It's the end of the semester.
It's finished already.
Yeah, yeah, and it will
I
open next week actually. It's just really like short school break. Yeah.
So that means if you're because this project will like presenting in end of the year, right?
Yeah, kind of.
So that means those teenagers may not able to be your target in this case.
Yeah, at first. Actually, the project I'll still have time to work with this till I think the end, like the middle of January. I think I probably still have a little time, I guess. Maybe.
Or maybe you try um the form that you design and use it online.
Ah,
Does it work?
I'll try. At first I plan to use the Google online form. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
great, really quick. I guess.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. Mm. So the data you're trying to collect, I mean, you are going to ask question and people, I mean, those are more like a checkbox that you are now designing, or a more what kind of content or data you're trying to collect?
I think it would be their opinion. Like those checkboxes is just like like the like just a little part, like just to know their
Mm,
blood type and their facial skin types and stuff. Just to, I still have a little question to ask the doctors if there is like
mm,
a certain information that people have in common. For example, like blood, it's does blood type related to acne? Like some people who have more, does it relate to blood type or stuff? Sort of.
mm, mm,
Yeah. Oh, I think I forgot to mention you about my like the actual idea, like the very
mm,
end. Actually, after I have done so much research, I found out that acne problem is like a cycle. It go around. When you have acne, you starting to get depressed, and then you starting to have more acne because of the brain chemicals
yeah.
that cause more acne. And then when you have treatment,
Mm,
you pay a lot of money, and then you get like worried that you spend so much money on your skin, and you're starting to worry again. It's like a circling things that happen.
right, right.
And most of my target that I have pre-interview and who's have been interviewed right now, they have the same problem. It's related to every one of my target right now. they
Mm,
they think that it's like a circle, and at the end they feel like then I should stop. I don't give a shit anymore, just let it be. But they're
mm,
still worried, and then they're still worried, and they're still really really extremely worried about that. Some of my target, they can't even look at the mirror, like they feel really bad.
mm,
And then I have this idea. I talk to all of the curators and stuff and people there. And the ideas of mine is that will we cannot like escaped it, the feeling or those the beauty aesthetic that like people believed in, like the clearness skin face type, or the actual beauty. And people who have acne will still feel that all the time, over and over. We can't escape that unless we find the new we find the new living that have extremely different form, that have the same
mm,
intellectual, have the same knowledge, like, or for example, like aliens. Once, if we could, like, it's a little bit weird, but I just felt like once we reach to the point where we have aliens friend, we find new civilization outside of the planet, more than one unit. It could be a lot, it could be really like massive species out there who could speak, who have knowledge, who have something more than us, or like us, like intellectually. And at that time, when we face to like a new biological, everything we believed in will be collapsed. And when things collapse, it will create a new structure. And at that time, i
mm,
think i think at the end, people will sort of kind of like, maybe having acne, it wouldn't be a problem anymore. But
mm, mm, mm.
those idea, I actually wanted to express how struggle we are, that we have to make up the story for this to feel like, okay, then like I could wait until I have an alien friend, and it won't be a problem anymore. It's like I believe that belief, or this sort of like a ritual believing things, will give us like to it's just like a part of the structures of how people are live in this like Earth, like we have belief, and everything could continue like going. So like these narrative of the alien is just the idea that I wanted to show, just to explain how struggle we are, that we have to make up the story for this, some sort of like that. I kind of like the horror movie, or sort of like the ritual thing, and it's quite interesting.
Interesting. For me, the one I forgot how to call that, the living things on your face, on your
The
skin.
Demodex?
Right. How to spell that? I forgot. Can you switch
It's
to the slide?
here, sure. I will show you this one here.
Right. Demodex.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's the alien who live on the planet of your skin. I mean, in a way,
Yeah.
it's very alien things,
Yeah.
and it's like something that always there, but we never notice. But we actually live with them all the time, and it's also the cause of this acne. But you need to use microscope to see this,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Demodex.
But I actually I talked to one of the professor in the science faculties, but as I talked to her, I think that it couldn't be possibilities for me to like use their like equipment. But me that they have like a huge data that we can access. They have so many pictures, and those like a micro photograph that we can like pick them to use for the information and stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I feel this could be one of the way, one of the track that you may want to explore like a very micro scale um, of understanding. Um,
Yeah.
so you need to go to the lab to be able to assess this like equipment and data.
Yeah, I will have an appointment with the professor there, I think on the 3rd next month. So she could like giving me some information or advice, or probably I
Mm,
ask again if it's possibilities for me to sort of use the equipments and stuff, but probably not.
mm,
Not really sure. Yeah. Like, yeah, they seem so careful. Like when I was walk around.
mm.
Yeah,
But are they nice to you?
they
I mean,
are they are
like
really.
friendly.
Yeah, they are nice, but like here, like it's just weird that our faculties, they like in my university where I studied, they never
Mm.
work together, like each
Right,
faculty.
right.
They just themselves, and that's the reason why they never experience outsider, like walk into
Mm.
building
Mm.
and stuff. Yeah.
Mm. Oh, so it's also in Silpakorn.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, they have this the faculty of like
Yeah.
science.
Yeah, they
Okay.
invest a lot
Mm.
on science, actually. Yeah.
That would be great if you can build a connection uh, between different knowledge. I mean,
Yeah.
that's you're trying to do, but if it could also happen in the faculty, it would be nice.
Yeah.
In uh, this also this happened the same in Taiwan in here. I mean, different knowledge and different faculty doesn't work. I mean, wasn't connect enough.
Yeah, that is the problem too, because they never been like even me, I've never been experienced working with scientists. So when I talk to the professors, every question I ask, it's lost of translation. Like it's lost in translation. Like we always metaphor thing, but they always asking for fact.
Right.
And when I talk like to the professors, she's getting like confused all the time. I think that's maybe my problem. But I really see this thing that she always sort of kind of like have the fact perception. Like when I ask something that out of fact or out of the data, sometimes like when we ask more like things that maybe we asking for possibilities, not asking for the information, right? But then when she heard the question, she was just confused, and what the point of that question, she just don't really that much of understanding, sort of. Yeah, but she's nice. Like she tried to understand in the scientist point of view of what I wanted to approach. Yeah. Because at first I like she told me that she thought that I want the picture to draw, like to make like a drawing or like a painting stuff of like
Okay.
the
Okay.
micro stuff. But I said no, actually that's not what my point is. And she was like, oh, like people like in the art field do something like this too. Like she never know before. It was fun actually.
It's interesting. I mean, it must be interesting if we could see the dialogue between the teacher, between
Yeah.
you and the teacher and the professor. Sorry. It's yeah. I guess it may look like a funny performing like
Yeah.
a dialogue that never the dialogue never goes through like go well with each other,
Yeah.
but still trying. Yeah.
Yeah, also
Yeah.
with the doctors, like the video that I talked to the doctors, I I try to ask the questions that it's involved with like history or social problems, but like they like the doctor that I talked to, she get confused all the time when I tap into the questions like that. Most of the time I have to ask to the questions that it's about the cost, how the treatment work, and how the body mechanism work with the acne, that she will like perfectly like teach me about those things. Like I see that there is like a pattern and the systems that it's really weird that like people who work in the art field and people who work in the science field have the same method. It's actually the same how we begin like working with with the project and working with some things, but we just have the different approach at the end. They need but we need to expand possibilities to talk about the social and stuff. It's really interesting actually. I think it's more interesting than people who have acne and they talk about their experience. But
Actually,
it's
yeah.
fun actually.
So have you record them? The
I
dialogue between you and the
the
professor.
first time no, but the second time I will. I asked for the permission that it's that okay if I record and stuff, and they said that well it's okay if I don't publish it. Like yeah, it's okay if I don't like really publish the conversation.
Okay.
But I'm not
Okay.
sure. Like they're pretty nice. But at the end, I don't want it to do it too. Like I just really I always I always worried when I work with the project that it's have to be involved with people who it's not really know what the end product will it will like will establish into like a wider audience. That's the reason why I work with the performers, because they are actors, they are performers, they know exactly that the end product publish.
So those people like you work with in your previous performing, they are all from the performance background.
They do, yeah, some of them do. Yeah. So they will treat themselves as characters. Like they know that they will be an object for the director. Like they are pretty open with that stuff.
So maybe you want to try different thing this time if it's still a performance. Maybe you would like to. Will you try? Will you prefer? Will you try to work with different people with different background?
I am really open to any possibilities. Like I'm not really stuck into like a particular technique or method. If I could think of it, like if the idea came up and I can do it, I really will. Yeah. Yeah.
Recently in Taiwan, like our biennial is curated by a like scholar philosopher called named Bruno Latour, and I guess he curate like a form of performance. Actually, it's like more like a forum, but in some cases, people treat it like a performance. But the performance happen actually in the structure of forum, and he invite people from multiple background. And not only that, I guess these participants will also represent or like represent different how to say different material or living things on the planet. For example, some may represent the nature itself, some may represent the sea, some may represent the rocks or different species in the planet, and they will discuss, for example, about environment issue, but each people will speak with their performing identity. They will speak for others. They will speak for other living things. I will see if I can find some video.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not sure if that's what you're looking for, but at least it's in some way, like people also consider it's a strange performance, but not a performance.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I recently see one of the work of Singapore artist. His name is Ro Hui An. I think I don't know how to pronounce it.
I think Hore and
Yeah.
he's based in Bangkok now, right?
Really? I don't know. Like I don't really know about that. But like he have this the forum form of performance too. Like I once saw his live performance. He used the conference platform. Like he created the conference visual, and he started to speak like a scholar through like from the beginning to the end, and everything is fact. It's like but he sort of like participate with the forum form to make people question and stuff too. Like it's really interesting though, like that kind of like visual
So
thing.
he organized that forum.
He is like but that time at that time that I saw the performance, that piece is actually just only himself with the empty
Okay.
chair of of the panel, like it's only an
I
empty
see.
chair and the table
I
and
see.
yeah.
Interesting. Where he performed?
It was in Bangkok last 2 years, I think.
City Gallery.
It's in BACC, the Bangkok Art Cultural Center.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is good in the form of lecture performance, and he's super like intellectual as well to connect different informations together. Let me see if I can. So yeah, maybe it's one of the direction the perform, if it's still a performance, but the performance this time would be a discussions based event.
Oops. Yeah. Like I still like right now I have like a little structures of what I wanted to work with the end product, but still I just this is one of the problem too that I probably wanted to ask, that I still keep researching and I don't know how to stop. like I still dig deep on things that is involved with acne, and it's quite interesting, like when I sort of digging deeper, and but I just felt like I'm really lost, like I don't know where to hold it. Like I started to sort of kind of like having like no end like things, because even if I have the idea, like even if I have the idea already, like what I wanted to do, like sort of like I wanted to show the struggle of people who have an acne, or even the story of acne itself is struggling, and it's still wow, thank you.
Yeah, you continue.
Yeah, and
You can see later.
yeah, and it's still like I just feel like it's still a long way before it come to the end,
Right.
but I still have to hold it in time, and it's quite hard actually.
But it makes sense, even though I mean you start with acne like these very small things, but it affect to so many. It affect very heavily to your mental health, to your personal being, to your relationship with others,
Yeah.
and your identity in a society. So it's big and difficult, of course. I guess you can make it like in process, but just give a form that you can allow different opinion and different discipline to participate. I mean, not like art or artwork is not in the center anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Oops.
Yeah. The page that I sent you is the like kind of theater that I mentioned. but
Oh,
it's a discussion panel. I mean, based.
okay. Here. Ah, yeah. Wow. Oh, it looks very interesting though.
Mm,
Like it's not just only one panel, but it's like have so
right. They
many.
have like series of discussion. But some of the participants, I guess some of them are professional in some area, but
Ah,
some of them may not necessary to be professional, but just participate and speak with others. And yeah, I will see maybe later if I can find more information about this concept of discussion theater.
it's like it just remind me of one of the theories of David Bohm. Am I calling it right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's David Bohm. He was talking about the aesthetic of group discussions. I don't know. I can't remember the 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 actual names of that like ideas.
Mm,
But I think like he trying to tell that discussion it's important and it's a very strong tools to sort of kind of like
mm,
lift up people and not just only people themselves but also the whole structure of the of the area or even the country would be like sort of developed through discussions and through to share idea and like he have
mm,
like it's like a very specific step on how people could approach that. I think it's David Bohm or David
mm-hmm.
sort of like yeah some sort of
Right.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
Actually, what happened now in Thailand, in Bangkok, the demonstration, it's for me
Yeah.
is somehow similar to that.
Yeah. Right. It's
Like it's like so many different events, so many those events are like different panel and different discussion group, and they all happen in their own like small cell.
yeah. Yeah, like it's really good seeing and observe how things are going on with the demonstrations because it starts from like a different group of people who believe
Right.
different things and
Mm,
there's like they gather and when they gathers they have like a very like a conflict and when they started to discuss they started to share the ideas and it's sort of kind of like showing that we are going to the direction of discussions and
mm,
people
mm,
are
mm, mm,
accept more of the others opinion than
mm,
before by
mm,
having discussions culture like when people throw some ideas and the others have like the different perspective and then they throw back the ideas and when it's against each other they're always a little things like in the middle or in between growing and it will
right.
become a new sort of like ideas out of that match. It's very
Mm,
interesting.
yeah. And if you see the other way, it's also a stage and performance as well. But
Yeah.
it's a growing, I mean, ongoing and growing system instead of like showing.
Like, yeah, hi.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm. So was a really good conversation.
yeah. It's interesting. His study topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found another one.
Oh,
Hmm.
Yeah. I think Moss can still catch up with your other suggestions. Yeah. And you come up with and it's really a good direction, I think, what you are having now.
Yeah.
And you too can also have a further personal chat.
Sure.
Yeah. And we're impressed in Maud's recent presentation also.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so we would like to thank Shih Tung very much for your time.
Quite
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Thank you for sharing.
mad,
Soulmate.
so mad. The work between you two.
Mm.
Yeah.
So maybe we can add Facebook that we can have some. If we can, if I found other material that I can send you.
Yeah, it would be my pleasure that
Sure.
there's a lot of questions going on with me too. It would be really nice if you could, if we could do that.
Sure.
Yeah. So we look forward to the next meeting.
Okay. I will send my Facebook to you. Where? Yeah. Yeah. I just send it.
You.
Finish your
Does it-
report first.
Does it work?
Yeah, it is. Well,
Okay.
It's having a
okay.
big responsibility ahead. Yeah. So let's catch up soon.
Okay. Thank
Sure.
you, everyone. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
See you
Thank you for
next time.
sharing. Yes.